All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Paul, it lays out LeBron's realistic destinations on the whiteboard, and he wants to say he'll give us a little bit of insight. No. I'm taking this damn near as law. This is like the direct connection between LeBron and these teams. It's Rich Paul. He's like the agent. He's the guy that's having these conversations. So this isn't no hearsay. This is LeBron's right-hand man since he's entered the league. I'm going to take what he says right here for face value. Absolutely. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get to this. Turn this up so y'all can hear it nice and clear.
I'm going to take you on the inside a little bit, right? Because we talk about this all the time, but I wanted you to see it.
All right.
And so when you talk about...
Hold on. First of all, let me just go ahead and read this. I'm going to just make some assumptions here. Dallas and Masai, oil, golf, Coon, they got good oil. They got a great golfing situation, indoor, outdoor. What the hell does that say? Macaroni? Brad and Tatum. That's it. Steph, you can't see that. Then he has these teams. So these must be the top 5 teams for sure. Top 5. With the star next to Maxey. Interesting there. Interesting. There's a star next to Maxey.
What we talk about, here's my thing. As you're going through this process, and I'm saying to LeBron, like...
And there's a guy that runs, I think, who is the GM of basketball operations, Mike Gansey, who also is an Ohio basketball player who has a picture standing next to Bron as like one of the top high school players in the Ohio area. Him and Bron standing right next to each other. And he has his arm on LeBron's shoulder. That picture has been resurfacing ever since that Philly has came into the picture, by the way. This can be very interesting. Back to action.
You really have to think this through. Because as you know, if you're looking at a calendar, right, and the portrait on the calendar looks great, but you have to live with it. Everything looks great in July. Everything looks great on paper. But you got to be very careful with that. Now, the way the league is going right now, we thought Giannis was going to be the biggest news of the summer.
Man, this summer's been bananas.
Right, and now it's changed.
You don't even remember that LaMelo got traded. Ja doesn't even pop up on the radar.
Because that's what LeBron does, chat. LeBron is gravitational. Gravitational pull. Definition of gravitational pull. He's that guy still at age 41, about to be 42. Going in a year 24, he's still that guy. Put some respect on Bron's name.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And so when you think about that, and then you think about Melo and now Jaylen Brown, right? So I prepared this board just to take you through a little bit of it. But again,
you know what's crazy, Rich? I'm sorry to interrupt. The biggest story is still LeBron.
Yeah, he's still the face of the league.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You
And
know,
again,
one of them,
because of
sure.
the way he's
Or
playing
leading.
too.
Yeah, I mean, and again, being 42 and still playing at this level is insane. And again,
Well, my bad. Is he 42 right now? Is he about to be 43? Damn.
Think about what's admirable, having all these people call. And I said this to LeBron. I said, listen, I'm going to tell you this because I think sometimes you can be so good at something and you just don't take it all in. And he's never been that type of person. But I said to him, I said, you know, these calls that I'm getting is a true testament to how you have respected this game. It's year 24. So look, you see I have it. New York is right there.
Yeah.
So when you think about the board, Max, take a look at this because I want your opinion here.
Okay.
Right? Philadelphia, everything changed.
Do they have his attention as Windhorst is reporting?
How could you not have the attention when you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid?
They're missing. All they really need here is a power forward who can think the game and shoot.
That's why.
So here's the crazy part. This is why like Philly could be a super dark horse. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. Is because of this. Not only do you have Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid, and let's say you throw Bron in there. What historically has Bron been surrounded by? Scorers and shooters, but primarily people that can shoot the ball. Edgecombe can shoot the ball. Maxey can shoot the ball. Brown can shoot the ball. Embiid can stretch the floor a little bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're putting Brown around guys who can shoot the ball and score at a high level. Then Bron can be a facilitator. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's why when people say he's going to the Heat. Look at the Heat's roster. It's Mitchell, Wiggins, Giannis, Bam, there's not a lot of shooting in that starting five. You would insert Bron, paint would be damn near packed. You feel me? And Bron can still knock down that tray ball. So I think Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid is a lot of shooting and scoring around him that makes sense for LeBron as a point forward, in my personal opinion. Now, with Cleveland, I personally don't think him and Harden could work. On paper, it sounds good because of names, but Harden opted out to make room for Bron. But it's like LeBron, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, that works. Harden, I don't know if Harden works into that five. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. And there's really nothing else they can really get for Harden right now if he did a sign and trade, or if they let him walk, there's nothing they can kind of fill that void with. So, it's really interesting, man. Bron has a lot. I mean, man, the more I look at it, Cleveland makes sense, but I don't know how him and Harden work. But Philadelphia is a team that's just like, bruh, there's no way he goes there. But it low-key makes a lot of sense. I don't know, because there's only one ball. There's only one ball. So on paper, like I said, Philly looks ridiculous with the shooting. But I think what makes logical sense here for Bron is to have those two bigs with Mobley and Allen, and then Mitchell, who could score the ball, and then Harden as well. But I don't know if Harden just goes back to the off-the-ball role like he was in OKC. But that was back in the day. Harden hasn't been off the ball since OKC. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ball is always in his hands since Houston. He has his own team. He went to the Brooklyn Nets, had the ball in his hands majority of the time. Cleveland has the ball in his hands a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? So, Clippers had the ball in his hand a lot of the time. He was really the point guard over there. So, I don't know, chat. I don't know. Let's watch.
He's in the middle. But think about it. So what is he loves Maxey. So we don't even have to talk about that.
Maxey's a clutch guy.
VJ, he helps VJ understand really how to play the game.
VJ's a baby, and he's already
super
good.
talented,
Yep.
plays both ends of the floor, plays hard every night. The benefit that he gets, he should, I mean, it would be ridiculous. Obviously, Jaylen Brown, right? Embiid is health and habits.
100%.
If the health and habits of Embiid are there,
But what I mean
It's
is
a really
they
good
need a
team.
guy to come in and make that. That by itself doesn't necessarily work.
right.
But if you add
that-
the right guy, LeBron
Absolutely.
James is the one guy who might be able to unlock that and get that to be a team.
Yeah, he
a fair
enhances
point.
everything there.
Yeah.
He unlocks everything there. Now you go down south. Mitchell, Wiggins, Giannis, Bam. Plus Pat, plus Spo. Let me give you an X factor about the
Let me just say, because he talked about the Miami Heat team real quick. That Mitchell, Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam tandem right there, that's a lot of defense, though. So then on the contrary, you have a lot of, you know what I'm saying, scoring with Embiid, Brown, Edgecombe, Maxey. But then with the Heat, Bron don't got to worry about defense at all, damn near. You got off night. You got Wiggins who can play D. You got Giannis and Bam, who is a great tandem in that front court. Bron won't have to worry about defense at all on that side. I don't know, man. Ooh, we ski.
Sixers though. We forgot about something. Jameer Nelson is a part of the front office, ex-player. Mike Gansey, you know Mike Gansey's an Ohio guy.
I talked about Mike Gansey
Played
earlier.
against us in high school. There's a picture floating around that Mike Gansey's brother put out of Mike Gansey and LeBron that were a part of the high school Ohio All-Americans for the season.
Does LeBron remember guys like Gansey?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't just mean run into the
No,
like,
no,
once
no,
he get. He in other words, continuously the whole time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Let me tell you, he remembers every.
No, I'm not saying. Of course, he knows who he is now. I'm saying, but in other words, it was never like, oh yeah, you were the guy from who I used to play. He's just known him the whole time.
No, he knows Tony Stockman, Andrew Lavender, Mike Gansey, Mike Woods. He knows everybody. Emmanuel Smith, may rest in peace. He knows everybody. Now let's go up here to the C-Town. Mitchell, Harden, Mobley, Allen, Dan and Grant, which is the Gilberts, plus Kobe. He was there when LeBron won there. Big X factor. Let me talk to you about Brandon Weems. Brandon Weems is basically LeBron's brother. I don't know if you knew that. Now, he worked his own way. Nobody gave him anything. He's earned to be in the front office.
It's two right in front of us. It's not no hiding and playing. It's two in front of us, y'all. I think ranking is way more difficult. It's Cleveland. Cleveland makes the most sense. I don't think Braun technically wants to. I mean, I don't know what he wants, but I'm saying go to a fourth team, right? Theoretically, go to a fourth team. You know what I'm saying? Because he could say every team I went to won a chip. Let's say if he goes to a fourth team like Philly or Miami, or Philly, right? A new organization never been to, and they don't win a chip. Like, he can't say every team I went to won a chip no more. So I think if he goes back to Cleveland, he still won them a chip. He goes to Miami, he won 2 there. You feel what I'm saying? So Cleveland makes too much sense, fellas. Makes too much sense, y'all.
Of the Cavs, he was a grad assistant in Kentucky, Oakland, LaSalle. He did everything on his own. He worked his own way there, and we're extremely proud of him. But that is a big feather in the cap. Big feather
in Cleveland.
Big feather because of Brandon Williams. Now, don't get me wrong. Dan and Grant and Kobe, we know them. I miss my guy, Nick Gilbert. I can only imagine what Nick Gilbert would be saying to me right now. Talk about the best guy to talk to. The best. Now, the negative is, and this is no offense to Harden, no Garland. Because he loves Garland like he loves Matt.
I literally just said that. I don't know how him and Harden would necessarily work. Not a personal thing. Garland, he could work with Garland. I think. My personal opinion. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because Garland likes to be on the ball too, point guard. I think he's just younger. Might be able to adapt to a different role. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Him and Garland and Harden have 2 different play styles, although they like to be on the ball sometimes, right? But I think Braun could benefit off of a Garland. I don't know, dude. It's really tough. Garland is a clutch guy. I think that's the only reason why that I can put my mind around it.
Now, let's get over here to the Mile High, right? Murray, Johnson, Gordon, Jokic. They got one big hurdle. They still got Peyton Watson, who's a restricted free agent.
Doesn't make sense.
Right?
Doesn't make sense over there.
Kroenke family.
I'm up in your way. Hold on, let me go to the other side.
So ownership,
He's
Harris,
got the Midas touch too,
yeah,
Kroenke.
He's won in everything.
Yeah.
Josh Harris and Blitz, love those guys. You got
Let's go
Mickey
back
Harrison.
to Denver for a
Now
second.
you got Kroenke.
Is Denver actually a legitimate destination?
It wouldn't be on the board, Max.
Okay.
Let's get to Minnesota.
I mean, if you want to,
You got Ant, you got LaMelo. You remember when Ant said, "It's okay, we got Jay McDaniels, so it's okay because we got Jay McDaniels." And then you have Gobert, plus Tim Connelly and that ownership group, Dallas and Masai. Now in Dallas,
could Braun work with Ant, Melo, McDaniel, Gobert? I think if Braun takes a legit off the ball role, it lets Melo run the show on the ball, be the playmaker, and Braun he could sprinkle himself in with that offense. I think it could possibly work. But I think Braun would have to do that essentially with Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown, and Embiid too. I think he would have to take a lesser role off the ball and be more so like a facilitator. But if he goes to Minnesota, you would have to let really Melo really be a facilitator, because I don't think Melo can really play off the ball consistently like Braun could. Braun can play off and on the ball consistently. That's why he's able to plug and play in a lot of these teams and these scenarios. Yeah, I don't like Braun in Minnesota. I don't like Braun in Denver. I don't know. Him and Jokic on paper, it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing on paper. Amazing. Philly and Cleveland make the most sense. Cleveland being number 1.
They got oil. They got golf.
And sorry, I keep pausing. Philly just signed Anthony Simons. So it's good. That's a good sign to come off that bench.
Macau and the Sands group. And then with Masai, got the whole continent of Africa. A lot comes with Dallas and Masai. Okay? You see Steph and Dre up there. Don't forget about Steph and Dre.
Here's what's crazy. Okay, so this tells me a lot.
This doesn't tell you anything.
You're playing 4-dimensional chess right now? Or you just tipped your hand?
No.
I will say why.
All I'm doing is showing you the board.
Silence, everyone. I will say why. Ready?
Go ahead.
Everyone's reporting, and I know you say, what do they know? it's Cleveland or Golden State. Golden State was the big one. But you, of all these things, you just have this Golden State up in the corner. So either you're doing that purposely to throw us off the scent, or Golden State.
Fucking Rich Paul, man. Now Max Kellerman got me thinking. Is he gonna go to Golden State? Because everybody's saying if they don't get AD, Wizards pulled for AD from the trade talks, by the way, reportedly. So does Bron just go with Steph, Dre, and Jimmy? And Al Horford? And Kristaps? Nah, I don't know, bro. Because there was a report that said Rich Paul said something about the Knicks. If the Knicks didn't win a chip, LeBron would 100% be with New York Knicks, which I don't know if that to be true or not, but we have to take his word for what he said. He said if the Knicks didn't win, LeBron would be a Knick. Adding Bron to that team, so what the starting five would be Jay Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, Bron, Cat, or does Josh Hart has to start over Mikal Bridges damn near. And then you go Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG, Bron, Cat. Ooh, wait. That's OD.
As much of a front runner as people think, or not as much in the lead as people think.
You can think whatever you think. This is just my board. You decide what you want to think. You can buy into whatever you want to buy into, but Steph and Dre. Then you got Brad and Tatum, right? Down there, you got the
And they ain't Brown and Tatum no more.
You got the Spurs. And so what I heard, the reason why I wanted to make this board, Max.
I love this board.
Is because, first of all, what I've heard you say is the complications of this entire situation. Consistently, you said, wow, I would love to see that team. I would love to see that team. That team, and that team. So you basically said you would love to see every team on the board. If the Knicks hadn't have won, there would be no board.
He'd be going to the Knicks.
He'd be going to the Knicks.
Interesting.
So that means he was already planning to leave LA off the rip. He wanted to make sure his son got that guaranteed contract. Got about there. Smart father, by the way. Good father, by the way.
But the fact that they won.
Bro, for the life of me, I can't find the rest of this video, and it's pissing me off because I know this video has to be longer than 8 minutes. So I was searching. I was like, no, I didn't watch the video before I watched this. I'm just saying there had to be a video longer than 8 minutes talking about LeBron and free agency. Fact. Because it wasn't posted on their actual YouTube channel. This was posted on something else. This wasn't posted on a Max Kellerman and Rich Paul show thing. It's just posted on Vintage Dawkins. So if someone could find the rest of these clips, please send them to me. Because they're still talking here, but it cuts off. I'll say this. What Rich Paul's saying is true. Every team you think about is like, damn, that scenario makes sense. That scenario makes sense. I like that scenario. I like that scenario. A scenario that I didn't even really think about is the Spurs. Fox, Harper, Castle, Braun, Wemby. Off the bench. Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Tobias Harris, Champagnie. And then your rookie big, you just got Terrence Reed, I think, Taris Reed. And then Jaden is, I think, taking the season off because I think he has a knee surgery or whatever the case may be. But you have that big. And then you have Luke Cornett, of course, as a third string, my personal opinion. Shit. Throw Braun on her. Move Vassell and Champagnie to the bench. Harper, Fox, Castle, Braun. Ah! I think Fox is also a clutch guy. I'm just saying. Draymond's also a clutch guy. I'm just saying. I think wherever Braun goes, though, there's going to have to be a clutch guy. I don't know why I think that, but I'm just off the top of my head. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue to follow this every step of the way until Braun makes the decision he has until, I think he could decide after July 7th. I don't think there's a hard time limit. I know there you can still sign after July 7th, after the however you said the moratorium, you can still sign free agents. You can still sign restricted free agents. It's just that offer sheet looks a little different because you have a day or two to match it. Maybe Braun isn't in the rush here. I think Braun's going to see how it plays out for the next maybe two or 3 days until damn near the 6th probably. This probably gonna be a shot clock violation before Braun decides. The more I think about it, what's the rush? He's the top free agent right now. He's holding the market. He's holding the market. He might be able to facilitate people like, yo, if you sign so-and-so, I'll come fuck with you. We're going to follow this one, man. Shout out to Rich Paul. Shout out to Max Kellerman. Oh, man, I'm excited. Braun, year 24, still the topic of the discussion, bruh. What a GOAT.